CG thought they had us beat with this particular Galactic challenge, but I'm here to tell you no. We have got the teams, we've got the skills, all the feats shall be done with just one team. And that's not all. If you don't have this particular team, I've got options available to you. You can easily get your red box. He says easily. You can maybe get your red box with some of my comps. Settle in, guys, because we're about to be galactically challenged. The feats for this particular Galactic challenge are as follows. We need to win with a team full of Sith units. We need to defeat 3 enemies in the same turn and then win. And we also need to complete the battle after gaining stealth 10 times. The global modifier is Thunderous Applause. Essentially, everybody in the game gets the ability Democracy, which starts at a 0% charge. Whenever we inflict a debuff, we're going to be gaining 5% charge on using No Confidence. The leader of both the enemy team and your own team are going to be gaining 100% potency and tenacity, as well as 100% speed, and is immune to fear. The enemy leader is also immune to destroy effects and cannot go below 1% health when an ally is present. This energy resets at the start of each encounter and after each time you use the ability. Whenever you use the Democracy ability, you will inflict a stack of No Confidence on the enemy leader, which is going to stun them for 1 turn. The only problem is with this particular setup is that the enemy leader is Jedi Knight Revan and he is immune to stun. Once you put 3 stacks of No Confidence on the enemy leader, they are going to instantly be defeated. This can also be used against you, and it will kill your Galactic Legends. Allies no longer gain charge, and all allies, excluding summons, gain Thunderous Applause for the rest of the encounter, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. So once you've used it 3 times, killed the enemy leader, you no longer can use Democracy to your advantage. However, once that's happened, all your allies will be assisting when they use special attack whenever they've got a buff present. Enemies with No Confidence and your own allies will lose 50% potency and tenacity and 50 speed per stack of No Confidence. But let's get into the team that we're going to be using. This team here will get every single feat done in just 1 battle. And yes, I know it uses a Galactic Legend, and I'm very sorry about that. Now, Maul is going to be providing our team with stealth. Those of you that don't know, Dancing Shadows with the Zeta it is necessary will pass stealth to all our Sith allies at the start of battle, but it will also give them stealth whenever they either evade or if they are critically hit. So to hit that 10 stealth threshold, it is pretty easy against this team. There's a lot of AoEs in this team, so the chances of us stealthing are very, very high. Sith Eternal Emperor is our means of getting 3 kills in just 1 battle. We'll be using his ultimate unlimited power. I do recommend you guys consider remodding him. I've put him with as much offense as I can feasibly throw on him. He's got about 500 speed and he's rocking about 15,500 special offense, which is the modifier for his damage on his ultimate. Now, talking about the rest of the characters in this setup, we do have Darth Malak over here. He offers a bit of survivability, a bit of control for the enemy team through fear, and you're able to remove some of the buffs off Zalbar, which can be annoying when they get in the way. Darth Traya is only there as a temporary basis. She can put Isolate on Zalbar and then also decrease the cooldowns on Sith Eternal Emperor so we can get round to linking quicker. And she also, dies and gives us stats. Darth Talon gives us another means of stealth, which is not necessary, but why not? And she also offers a bit more survivability for our leader Darth Maul. But let's get into the actual footage. So what I recommend you do is actually link Revan and then link Bastila at the start. What we want to try to accomplish here is to trigger that savior on Bastila as soon as possible, because we need to kill 3 units, and that won't happen if we haven't burned through Revan's savior. So do everything you can to focus in on Basti at the start. If Zalbar taunts, isolate him and decrease the cooldowns on C so we can get round to another link as soon as possible. Then we lose the life drain on Basti and that will trigger our savior mechanic on her. From here, it's just a case of biding our time a little bit. It doesn't matter necessarily if you lose some units here. We're just going to focus down, try to bring the enemy stats down as much as possible, spread that damage, but don't actually look to kill anybody. You want to leave them alive for as long as possible. I'm focusing Jolee here just to try to make sure that when we hit that ultimate, that he also dies in this big hit. It just makes life that much easier for ourselves. Now, Traya has a high priority target from Jedi Knight Revan, so he will use his direct focus on her when he has the opportunity to. Once she loses her life like that, we're going to be gaining additional stats, and we're going to gain some additional health recovery and turn meter as well. So it's not all bad news. For your second link, I'd recommend you get Zalbar and you get Mission Vow. These guys do not have a savior mechanic, and they're chunky. We want to kill them immediately when we go into our ultimate. Next up, you want to make sure that you don't throw too much focus on Jedi Knight Revan himself, because he's not going to be able to be killed. We don't necessarily have to worry about using the democracy too much, but if you have a spare moment, try to stack it up, because it does offer us a nice level of control. You can see Malak here is really good at tanking those hits. He's spreading the fear, because whenever he gets those dots, the enemies are going to be feared. Do not kill Zalbar, okay? Do not use your life drain to suck him off and finish him off and send him to the Shadow Realm. We want him alive so that when C uses his ultimate, he dies along with Mission Vow and hopefully everybody else. So try to keep him alive as long as possible. If you do kill him like that, it's not necessarily the end of the world, but you don't really want to be doing that. In this situation here, it's not terrible that we're going to lose Malak, because ultimately C is the one that's going to be doing all the heavy lifting. As I wasn't intending on killing Zalbar in this particular run, I just decided to let it run to see how we get on. Obviously, you don't want to kill any more units because you need to kill 3 in one attempt, so just try to spread that damage around and don't do a mass assist from C to kill people. Losing Malak there, not terrible, it just heals us up and gives us a bit of TM. We're getting close to being able to use our ultimate, but it's not quite there. Those of you that don't know, we need enemies that are linked or deceived to take turns and use abilities in order for us to get some ultimate charge. Now, what is supposed to happen in this setup is that when we target the enemy leader, he shouldn't be able to die, provided he has got allies. Unfortunately, that wasn't actually the case after I'd used the no confidence ability on him. As you can see, I used the call to assist here and Revan died, which I was not expecting to actually happen. Turns out it doesn't really even matter though. I'm just spreading the damage around, trying to keep these 3 people alive. Don't forget, Jolie can still revive. And yeah, we just want to make sure that you absolutely, under no circumstances, kill Mission Vow before you hit your ultimate. At least if you kill Basti, Jolie has the potential to revive her. So just keep spreading that damage around. You can see Sith Eternal Emperor's damage is actually stacking quite high. So he is going to be killing people when he gets his ult. We're very, very close right now. Just playing it nice and smooth. I wish we'd have hit the ult there, but not quite. Nearly there. There we go. Ultimate has landed just as we lost our last unit. Go into ultimate, and then once we hit that big button, everybody is going to die. Booyah! Nice and clean. A little bit messy, obviously, but it gets the job done. Hopefully this video has been useful to you so far, guys. If it has, please do take a moment just to hit that like button down there. It really does a lot to help my channel grow, and consider subscribing while you're there if you're not already. Cheers. But wait, there's more. I hear you say, what if I don't have C? Rey can also get the job done very, very well. Thanks to the global modifier, whenever our enemies resist detrimental effects, they're actually going to be gaining TM. If an enemy gains TM under Rey's leadership, she's going to be stacking additional mastery. So in this current team that I'm going to show you right now, the aim of the game is to get to Rey's ultimate and wipe the board quite quickly. So we're using support characters that are going to be boosting Rey's stats. Most importantly, we're going to be gaining additional offense from the likes of Cat, additional offense from the likes of Hermit Yoda, and Shaak Ti is mostly there to provide offense up when the need arises. What I would recommend that you do, first and foremost, is not put that health tech on Rey immediately. We're going to throw our first lifeblood over on Shaak Ti, and then we're going to put Master's Training over on Rey. That's going to give her 25% additional defense and offense and all sorts of beautiful juicy jazz. And then we're just going to do a basic. She's going to pass some offense up, which is lovely. We can then go ahead and swap our turn back over to Shaak Ti once again, and we'll use the stack of No Confidence and another lifeblood there. After that second lifeblood has been done, we can go ahead and place the health medpack tech thing from What on our girl Rey. That is going to keep us nice and healthy Dory. Most important now is that we kill someone like Mission Vow, potentially. She's gone, immediately yeeted out of existence. Now we just need to trigger the savior on our girl, hopefully Bastila Shan. She's the weakest character, so we need to get rid of the taunt from Zalbar, so let's do that. Lovely jubbly. Now we just need to go ahead and try to trigger that damage immunity, that savior mechanic on our girl Bastila Shan. It can be a little bit on the frustrating side because of the passive taunt from Zalbar and all the healing that this enemy team has, but just try to plug away at her. She's nearly been triggered there. And let's get rid of that once more. And hopefully we will trigger Basti soon. This should be able to get it done now. There we go, that's the savior mechanic. Now all we have to do is go ahead and drop into that ultimate stance with Rey, and we should kill everybody apart from Jedi Knight Revan, I believe. So let's just keep going. There's all of the big attacks. We're going to drop down into ultimate stance. Let's go ahead and spread some more of that Master's Training. Let's have a look. Let's get rid of that negative status effect. Ooh, what we could also do right now is use Democracy once again. That's going to kill Jedi Knight Revan. And when we hit our ultimate, we should deal more damage because there are less units on the field. Let's go this into 1x speed, a big hop from our potato-headed Rey, and everybody dies. It's really, really easy with Rey, thanks to all of that stacking mastery. Delicious. But Scribble, I hear you say, I don't have a GL. Well, if you've got Bam with Cat, Hand, Chewie, and Dash, you can still make some magic happen. It's a little bit tricky, it's a little bit nuanced, but it can be done. So, we need to trigger the savior mechanic over on Basti, but I actually recommend stunning Zalbar out the gate. The reason we stun Zalbar out the gate is because if we do not stun him out the gate, then he's going to be causing us no end of issues with all his counterattacks. Very, very important that you manage all your cooldown decreasing abilities, okay? Not your cooldown decreasing abilities, your buff removals, okay? Because we can't have that boy Zalbar taunting all the time. So, we've triggered the damage immunity, which is perfect. Now we just need to remove people's health a lot, okay? So, we're just going to go work on Basti again. Obviously, as soon as she goes below 100% health, she's going to be in a bad state again. This is fine. Okay, we can actually go into Whistling Birds here. Oh, okay, I didn't realize we'd already used the turn meter swap. Never mind. Going to use this over here to reset our AoE. And then we'll just go big batter blop. Lovely jubbly. Some of this. Okay, great. So we've got people in low health. We need to focus on Basti Shan here and hope that the AoE damage does enough to kill the rest. So, let's go. 20 stacks. Pew, 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 pew. 3 people died, and the benefit of this, guys, is that if they get killed by Whistling Birds, there is no reviving from it. So when you get to this point, you are basically in the open stretch. Nothing that Revan is going to do right now is going to be able to turn the tide of battle. It's frustrating, it requires a lot of luck, a lot of RNG, but it can be done. However, what about if you don't have a GL and you want to get your stealth feat? There's still hope for us. Let's get it done. Alright, so stealth feats with no GLs. Shaak Ti with the Bad Batch is a pretty good setup. The one thing we don't want to have happen is a direct focus to go on an inopportune character, like Echo, for example. So, Shaak Ti offers a better leadership, I feel, than using Hunter. We want to get to this point, so that we can get rid of this, which is going to give us some TM, and then we can roll out an irresistible AoE stun, which got resisted. Sod's Law. Okay, so once you're over here, we're just going to look to pass stuff around, go back over to Echo over here, and we'll just start calling in tech. You do want to actually be using the event special ability when you can, because that is going to be all good stuff for us. It will help us get rid of that Jedi Knight Revan. He is the main issue with this particular Galactic challenge. They've got so much damage output here, but it's okay, because eventually we'll just be able to strip away all of their good stuff and keep ourselves nice and healed up in the process. There goes Revan for now. He's back, obviously. And we'll roll it out again. Boom. Lovely jubbly. Yeah, let's just swap our turns over. Get rid of all these buffs again. That's going to give us a bunch of TM. If we do this, that's more stealth for us. And Zelbar is gone, so let's just roll it out. There's the saving mechanic. Now, really, we want to... Oh, never mind. That's an inopportune moment for him to throw that saber. We should probably actually... This actually does more stealth as well, which is great. Focus on Mission Vow to get her out of there. Let's pass this turn over to Echo right now. Alright, she's gone. Beautiful. Let's spread that again. Yeah, let's do this AoE just to gain the stealth again. We don't want that corrupted, that battle meditation causing counterattacks from Jolie. Plus, we also do need to hit those stealth targets, obviously. Let's get rid of all those buffs. Focus on Jolie just for a little bit. Roll out our stuns. Beautiful. There we go. Jolie is gone. More stealths for us. Alright. Hit my tech. See if I care. And that is game. So that is another means of getting all the stealth that we need without using a GL. I know this one's kind of tricky and iffy, guys, but there are solutions to our problems. Hopefully this video has been useful to you so far, guys. If it has, please do take a moment just to hit that like button down there. It really does a lot to help my channel grow, and consider subscribing while you're there if you're not already. Cheers.